Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great evening. It was in the 80s here yesterday afternoon, and had enough heat to kick off some big storms, but the storms once again went north of us, so the top third of the state did get some moisture from the central part on east, but most of the state missed the moisture. And the reason I bring this up is that the hard red winter wheat crop is stressed. It does need moisture, and hard red winter wheat is people food. It's not animal food. And when, especially in the Middle East, when the people don't get their bread, you know, you can put up with a lot of tyranny and oppression as long as you have something in your stomach. But when you don't have anything in your stomach and you're getting stuff you don't like rammed down your throat, it's not too easy to pick up whatever you can get your hands on and revolt. So it is significant, and if the crop is stressed, it would add to inflation. So Mother Nature might help the Fed get what they want, higher inflation. Okay, tomorrow is a holiday. For the most part, equities and interest rate futures will be open till, I think equities, I want to say 8:15 Central Time, 9:10, 9:15 New York. I think financials go at 10:15. Financials are higher. The chatter is that tomorrow's non-farm payroll, the consensus has been 245,000, is going to be a big miss, perhaps by as much as 100,000. So the ADP number missed. That started the rally in financials. Equity, the E-mini is off overnight, could not get through and hold yesterday's resistance area, the 55 to 60. Don't know if we got enough to break the 35 level this morning, but so equities are selling, financials are higher in anticipation of a big miss in the non-farm payroll number. Today we have some news. We've got jobless claims at 285. We've got trade balance at minus 41.5. I'm always amazed at how often this number, it literally hits to the decimal point, and I often wonder if the reporting agency doesn't wait to see what the consensus number is and then writes it into their, and that's the number that's reported. I've seen factory orders as low as 0.4. Counter day has it at unchanged. And natural gas inventories, minus 9B. We have the Gallup payroll to population that people will take a look at. I am sure that this number will show that employment isn't as rosy as the government paints it, and then you got the Bloomberg Comfort Index, which again will probably not be as optimistic or as rosy as the administration, the government would have us believe. So here we are. Every time we come up, we make a new high. I mean, you see all these zeros up here. We haven't been here in a long time. So where is resistance? Yeah, Yellen speaks at 8:30 this morning. I'm sorry, Anthony. Thank you. So where's resistance? 24 to 28. And selling failure to get through that is the trade. So 23 to 27 will be sell 1. 31 to the buck will be sell 2. If the selling in the E-mini accelerates, this market can trade higher. This news would be a negative. So number one piece of news to hit will be jobless claims. It's really discounted a lot these days. Second will be factory orders. No one pays any attention to trade balance. So on the buy side, we've got, you can see support in this 14.5, 17 area. Bottom of value is 13. So we'll start off with 9 to 13, but we'll have to put a question mark by 17. Quite often you'll find that run up, the market peaks in a WRX period. So we'll see if that is the case. So we're going to try to buy a little bit cheap, pick up the last rotate down yesterday, and then beneath that we have this 5.5 low, 7.5, 3 to 7 for buy 2. Big news politically out yesterday. Robert Menendez was indicted for fraud. And remember, Robert Menendez is the one that stood up and said that this administration has adopted the talking points of Iran, and he openly took on the administration. Now he's going to pay the price. You do not take on this administration without the threat of losing your job, your livelihood, everything. And they sick the attack dogs on you. It doesn't matter what it is, what the cause is. Their purpose is to whip you in line by keeping your mouth shut, and if you dare to speak out, they will ruin you financially. Corruption is rampant. Lois Lerner, no problem there with what she did according to the Justice Department. Why? She's a loyal trooper. She was doing what she was told to do. She was very effective politically. So, you know, every day we wake up to just one more example of corruption and, you know, people lining and feathering their own nests as fast as they can. It's where we are these days. Yeah, in a very real sense. You know, I've always was amazed at watching Chavez and God, who's the gal down in Argentina, and then Louis in Brazil, how often the political speeches and commentary out of this administration mirrored theirs. So it's where we are. There is no opposition to what's going on right now. So, Kirchner, thank you, John. Wonder if she and her husband will top the Perones when it's all said and done. So, moving on to the 30-year, the knob spread is expanding. It's getting bigger. It's no prisoners taken, and it's where the big money is flowing, and I imagine it'll be there into tomorrow's news. Now, there could be some profit taking. I see really, really good support in this 20 to 24 area. Obviously, you got to get through the buck. The last rotate down yesterday was 24. Prior to that, it was 21. M period low of 26. Overnight session low of 25. So this 20 to 26 area is pretty good support. So we'll put our buy 29 to 25. We'll lean against it, and then 21 to 17. And on the sell side, we've rejected prices above 14. So, sorry to get through 12.16, I think, is the easiest trade to see. And then let them get stops above the overnight session. 23.27 for sell 2. Tomorrow's close is 10:15 Central Time. So we're going to have a very, very short session. The news will hit at 7:30 Central Time. Equities close, I believe, at 8:15 Central or 9:15. So could be some profit taking today. That would be the only thing that would take us back below where support is. People don't know what the number is going to be on Friday, and by golly, I'm not sticking my neck out. So we'll see how she goes. for those of you that are studying the market and students looking for behavior, this WX period quite often is the high or the low before a day session opens. And it allows the professional trading community to push the market more time in established positions that they like during low volume, not much opposition in the marketplace. And when you start to see and pay attention to that, you can come in, you can see an X or a W high, and if the market rejects that on the test of it, then you can pretty safely trade from the long or short side, depending where the X's and W's really are. Okay, gold. It's kind of holding this 1200, so 1200 is pretty good support. TPO's leaning B inside the congestion area, perhaps leaning P because of this volume up here, but pretty quiet session. So we had hoped to sell 8s to 10s, let them go get stops above the overnight high. Didn't happen. 7 to 10, sell 1. 13 to 15, sell 2. On the buy side, 1200 plus or minus. And then I do like this 95, 97 area because of all of this volume right here for buy 2. And when I look at what's going on in Washington, D.C. right now, and all the people that are there, I mean, it is the boom part of our economy, and it's fueled by taxes from the rest of the nation. But it's almost like, you know, the courtiers of France before the French Revolution. And I'm not saying we're going to have a revolution or anything, but you have all of these people up there that hang on to the court. The court, the crown, the government makes sure they have enough money so they can make contributions, which is legal, to keep the ruling powers in their current slots. And it's both sides of the aisle. It's not just the the Democrats. The Republicans are maybe a half step behind the Democrats on this deal. So capital cronyism, the way it's done in the West, fascism is what they like the best because you can eliminate your competition. And if you're at the top of the money pyramid, you're a mature industry, you got the cash engine going, you're sitting right there, you'd like to maintain that spot as long as you can. So you got the money to give the politicians that can help you stay in power, and that's the way that it works. And it's not necessarily, I mean, it's just the way it is. It's human nature. And put yourself in those people's shoes in D.C. If you go along and you play the game, keep your mouth shut, and if you can get elected and get back there, you're guaranteed to be a millionaire. Your retirement, if you can last 6 years, is 100% vested. And it's a very, very healthy retirement, indexed to inflation. You got a gold-plated medical. And if you play the game right, you're a millionaire. So that would be hard to say no to if you're the average bear. So here we are at 48.83.49. This is where resistance is. So this 49 area, 49.25, maybe come up and get stops up here, sell 1. Want to get short to test this low, but again, this could be the low for crude oil. And on the second, 50 to 75, trying to pick up this volume number right here, sell 2. The news out of Yemen is that the rebels are on the outskirts of Aden, and no news about the Saudi invasion of Yemen yet. Easier to talk about than actually do. And the Houthis are grabbing as fast as they can and as quick as they can, and it looks like the coalition is moving forces into place. So I think we got a short right here. There is no shortage of crude. The best sell would be against 50, like we've talked about for the last 3 days. And the market's gotten up to 50 and a quarter. The euro has come back. It looks like Greece is going to acquiesce. And when you read the actual stories about what's going on in Greece and what they've agreed to, it's pretty damn nebulous. I mean, it's hard to see what they got. But the current government did put together a coalition, and because the EU has the checkbook, that coalition will go along with what the EU says. So we've always said that when they get a deal, this market will rally. So 750 is a pretty important number right here. So 75, sell 1, 109, sell 2. And I think an announced agreement, when that rally is over, gets short, and I think that's the next big move lower. We don't have that today, and it's not forecast to be there. This 108.8, 108.10 buy 1, and 75 buy 2. But this market's playing as we thought it would at the first of the week. Every time it looks like they're closer to a deal, it would rally. And when they weren't close to a deal, it would sell, and that's pretty much what's happened. Okay, the E-mini is down. The rumor is that we're going to miss that 245 non-farm payroll number by 100,000. And that's why the market is sold. So when you just kind of come in structure-wise, you can see that this 40 area, 35 to 40 area is pretty good support. And structurally, you can see that 55 to 60 is pretty good resistance. And right here, we're kind of right in the middle, maybe favoring the high end of the range. Tomorrow's close is 8:15 Central. So it will, whatever the non-farm payroll number is, it will be absorbed, and you won't have a lot to play with. It'll be driven by the news algos, and some people might be tempted to cover their shorts today. That's the only dynamic I see that would take us up. Jobless claims is pretty much at its default number in that 290 area. They've got 287. I like the 7. That's a sharp pencil. Trade balance, no one pays attention to it, minus 41.5 B. And let's see, factory orders I've seen as low as minus 0.4. Conoday's got it at 0, unchanged. Natural gas inventories at minus 9. Jobless claims, the first focus. Factory orders, the second focus, and probably the biggest number. And then your assessment of what the non-farm payroll number is going to be tomorrow. Now, I have seen 2 or 3 instances where the day before the non-farm payroll number, the Fed keeps their mouth shut. They're out there, don't say anything, but there are a lot of leaked rumors that the non-farm payroll number is going to be a bust. It won't come in and be a big miss, only to have it hit that number or come in higher. And especially around election time, they do that. So your assessment of non-farm payroll number and how you want to play it probably is where the market is. So our first buy, we got a double distribution down. You can see this high right up here in the 50 area. So 50, 52, sell failure to take that out. Hopefully get that trade on at 49 or better when we see some rejection. in 54.55, right where we were yesterday. Got it. So let me erase all this stuff so it makes sense. Question mark. So we're going to sell failure 50 to 52. We're going to watch it. Then 54, 56 for sell 2. On the buy side, because it's a down distribution, we're going to buy 40 to 42. I don't think we break the market today. Somebody's going to cover their shorts if that first rotation does not break. And then 35 to 37. And again, how do you play tomorrow's holiday market? If you don't want to worry about anything and you're a trader, you could shut down your positions today, take a nice 3-day weekend, and come back and deal with it next on Monday. If you're a long-term investor and your investment committee guidelines say you are long whatever it is you trade in, what the hell? It's just another number. The market will react, and you'll get back to your investment game on Monday. You know, Rich is going to be on today at 11:30 Eastern Time for his 4th wrap-up on crude oil. We all look forward to that. I even know of a couple of people that are going to take a break in their work schedule to tune in to Rich today. That's how people feel about the quality of Rich's information. Rich is on at 11:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 Central. That's all I have. It'll take about 20 minutes to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. Be back with you as soon as I can. Got jobless claims on the half hour. Brief comments once that hits the market, and we'll pick it up from there later.